Hello, and welcome to Diego Palace. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please hit a like and subscribe at Diego Palace. Let me just check that the sound is okay. Champions League quarterfinals ongoing. It's PSG 2, Aston Villa 1, and let's see how it all fares. It looks like it's been quite an evening. Not just for PSG, Aston Villa, for Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. So it looks quite an eventful evening. Please hit like and subscribe at Diego Palace if you are new. And just getting into the fixtures here, I'm going to update the try and get the I can find it. The lineups. It's just coming towards. Let's have a look. We've got PSG 2, Aston Villa 1. Half time, it was all square 1-1. The first goal went Aston Villa scoring it, Tillemans teeing up Rodgers, and but within a few minutes, within 5 or 6 minutes, PSG managed to get back, and Doue was assisted by Fabian Ruiz of PSG, making it 2-1, and it's still 2-1, but anything could happen. There could still be a few twists to come at the end of this match. 2-1 to Aston Villa. In the other one, in the other fixture, it's like the way I see it, Barcelona are winning 4-0. I think Borussia Dortmund I've had a difficult evening at Barcelona, so it is what it is. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego Palace. Right, what I'm going to do now is just get into the actual, try and get the lineups up so people can see. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And there's a goal that's been disallowed at Barcelona, but it's still only 4-0 at the latter stages there of the match. And I'm going to try and find the lineups, and I'll put it in the chat for anyone to see. For me, the youngster Lamine Yamal has just been absolutely on fire, I think, for Barcelona. And right, that's the PSG match. We're into extra time now. It is PSG 2, Aston Villa 1. And let me just put that on there. Let me just get the Barcelona live text there. Right, what I'm going to do first is try and get the PSG. Let me just get this in first. At least if I can get the lineups up and running, that would be good. Let me just delete all of this. Right, we've got UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. It is, of course, where did I stay? Oh, now stay. The 9th of April. 2025. And it looks like I think it'll probably end up 2-1, but there could still be a last twist in this match. PSG, I suppose for Aston Villa fans, they'll be content that they've kept it to a 1-goal difference. They've got to go back to Villa Park, of course, next week, PSG. So we'll have to wait and see how that fares for them. But it's let me just quickly find the lineups if I can find them before the match finishes. I know it's a little bit late, but there they are. I'm going to do PSG versus Barcelona first. So Paris Saint-Germain. Just coming to the chat now. I'm just going to quickly do at least the PSG lineup, and then I'll come to the chat. Paste. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. Paris Saint-Germain. Come on. Oh, that's wrong. What the second goal from Paris Saint-Germain from Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia, I think that's how you pronounce his name. What a goal! Copy. Right, let me do that. Good evening, Steve. I hope you're doing well. You went for the I'll go for my let me just put this in here. I hope you're doing good, Steve. Paris Saint-Germain, and then let me just put theirs. Yeah, I've put the things there. All right. That is the PSG. Big up, yes. Good evening, Steve. I hope you're doing good. You went for a 2-1 PSG. Well, there you go. You've got another. Yeah, you got another fixture correct. Steve, you're absolutely amazing there. You always seem to get the predictions correct, and you went for a 2-0 for Barcelona, but yeah, I mean I think they're winning 4-0 still, and there's a big goal business allowed there. I've been really busy this evening, but I've been listening to little bits here and there. But to me, it looks like it's literally it's a job done already by Barcelona. I think it's safe to say that they're through into the next round. I think the same could be a little bit said of Arsenal. They did an amazing performance yesterday. How to bend it like Rice, not Beckham, like Rice. So but they're only halfway through. Anything can still happen, I suppose. Let me just put the subs for PSG. Copy into the chat if I can. But it looks like you're going to get one right, one of your predictions right. PSG. Right, there we go. And then it's going to be versus. Let me just get the Aston Villa lineup. So at least it'll be. I'm just going to do 2 teams. I'm only going to do the lineups for both teams. It's only 2 teams, so it shouldn't take too long. It should be coming up to an end now, the fixture. Versus. Paste. Aston Villa. Paris Saint-Germain. And I think that's correct. Right, copy. And then save that. Let me just put this in here. And Aston Villa. Good evening to HTV. I hope you're doing well. Good evening to All Football. Big up to you. Yeah, someone put the clocks forward. No one told me. If you know, you know. No, I've been really busy today. I've been mad busy. So it is what it is. Please hit like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Let's get the hat on. Why not? Let's get the traditional hat on. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. But yeah, no, it's been an interesting evening, I think, for Aston Villa. A little bit surprised to see Asensio, who was brought in on loan. And I think maybe what Unai Emery is looking is to save him for the return fixture. Of course, they're playing at the weekend and they're playing next week at home at Villa Park against PSG. So it could be something to do with that. I hope you're doing all well, all football. A big up to you. And good evening to Edge TV. I hope you're doing well. You were right, Diego. Manchester United cannot afford. They're writing checks they can't afford. They're going for a transformational change at Manchester United. I know a little bit about Manchester United, but you really need to go to Manchester United content creators out there, and they'll tell you that they're going for a transformation build up what they're doing off the pitch and on the pitch. So they'll have to do what they have to do over there. So but it will have effect on other football clubs in the transfer window coming up, no doubt. Well, hold on, Steve. I'm just going to do that. I've done the lineup for Aston Villa. Let me finish doing the Aston Villa. Oh no, that's wrong. Ollie Watkins on the bench. So not the strongest side that Unai Emery has selected. I have to say, for Aston Villa. And Aston Villa subs, paste. Yep. So I mean, the strongest lineup for Aston Villa, for me, as I've seen a lot of Aston Villa as a Crystal Palace fan, and we've got good results against Aston Villa. We always seem to score 4 goals past them every time, but they always start with Asensio, in my opinion, and Ollie Watkins, but they were on the bench today. But it is what it is. Unai Emery, obviously, is a very experienced European manager, Premier League manager, and all footballers. I'll never see you in this attire. I've been in it. I've had it. I've had it for a long time. But please hit like, yeah, you just left the horse outside. Big edge to HTV. No, it's not. Yeah, it's HTV. And HTV says if Manchester United buy Ipswich forward instead of Osimhen, their future target should be UEFA League rather than Champions. Yeah, I mean, it's a building process, I suppose, for them. But I think a lot of the Manchester United fans, they want instant results, perhaps. And it just doesn't happen like that. Certainly, if you're in the bottom of the Premier League, you have to build up. I would expect they should know because they've been up there, qualifying for top honours domestically and in Europe. So, but as for Crystal Palace fans, we're on a high. We're on our way to Wembley to meet Aston Villa. So it looks like it's going to be, it is full time. It is a late goal for PSG there. Nuno Mendes. Unai Emery will be disappointed in the way they conceded that last goal. So it's a difference there. PSG now 3-1. So it's PSG. PSG always finish strong. Talk to Liverpool fans; they'll tell you what they're like. And Dembele there with a lovely little assist there for Nuno Mendes, and they finished 3-1. And in the other fixture, let me just have a little browse. It has finished Barcelona 4-0, and it could have been more. There was a goal disallowed there at the end. PSG 3. No, it's not PSG. PSG 3. So let me just quickly go into the description and get that changed. That it's PSG 3. It was Barcelona 4-0. Let me just save that. Big up to everyone in the chat. Steve RC says I watched Kazakhstan 2nd Division on YouTube. Their leagues just started. Oh, so their leagues just started out there, right? They start 1/9 after Premier League. Okay. And play Wednesday to Friday, no weekend games. All right. It's all right for something, isn't it? League finish on Friday, 26th of October. So they must really all be all on there. This might be a longer stream. It could be. It could be like going live. Oh, there's a full time. See you later. Cheerio. It's a quick rinse and go. Wash and go. No messing about. Please. Yeah, I like that. Big up to all football. Please. Big up to you. If you're new to the channel, please help me get to 5 likes, even though it's so late. It has finished 3-1. No, 4-1. It helps if you get the scoreline right as well. Yeah, it was 3-1, but it was 4-0 in the other fixture. Right, before I do anything else, let me just check that I've done the lineups okay. Subs, I've done that. Now I need to do for me, as I say, it's not the strongest lineup for Aston Villa. Crystal Palace fans will be accustomed to their lineups, and they didn't include Asensio and Ollie Watkins. So for them to come away, I thought they were going to just keep it to 2-1, but for PSG to score there in the last few minutes, that can't be an easy one there. Right, let's do, of course, the manager for PSG. I'm just putting in the description the PSG manager, Luis Enrique. I'm sure most people know that, but it doesn't hurt to put it in there. And copy paste. And it's not the end of they're not out of the competition yet. I've always said, I've always thought that Unai Emery is a very good coach, manager, certainly in European competitions. And he's been brought to Aston Villa for that job, I expect, with that in mind, to not just to get to European football, but to get Aston Villa, take them that next step, and I suppose to year after year, season after season, be in competitive football in European football. Hence, I think they got 3 or 4 loan signings in January, bringing in Asensio and Marcus Rashford. There was a few others. And they've had to demote some of their players, which they originally signed at the beginning of the season, not to be eligible to play in this competition. So you can't say that the board hasn't backed Unai Emery. They clearly have. So quarterfinals is something that they expect. But PSG, it's they're not a walkover, are they? Let me just put this here, paste. The PSG manager. Just coming to the chat. I'm just putting Luis Enrique, of course, is the manager for PSG. Paris Saint-Germain line up. Right, I'm happy with that. Big up to says top 5 get UCL is confirmed. Yeah, I saw that earlier on. I was up and about and I saw that. So it was mentioned earlier on in some other content creations and also Sky Sports. Of course, it wasn't made official, but I did hear it. It's to do with the fair play. Apparently, the next league that is below the Premier League on fair play is the Spanish La Liga, so they'll be eligible, maybe for something else. I don't know really, but that's good. As opposed to that means the top 5 will get. That's come off the. Apparently, that's come off back of the result of the result last night with Arsenal doing what they did, and the points allocations that they do, the fair play apparently amounts to that. So they've got 5, and I think that's important because it gives opportunities for clubs to who are in the threshold or just about to get in there, possibly, as I said before, Chelsea in the Europa League. They could also find a way into Champions League via the top 5 now. Also, you've got Tottenham Hotspur. They're trying to get into the Europa League final and land that trophy. The same with Manchester United. And so I think it's important. And good luck to Rangers as well tomorrow as well. Good evening to Daniel and to Jason. Daniel, Jason, someone put the clocks forward and no one told me anything. It's just, it is what it is. Now, I do apologize. I've had a very, very busy day today. And yeah, I'm actually knackered, but it is what it is. Big up to you. Good luck to Tottenham Hotspur fans tomorrow. Good luck to Manchester United fans tomorrow, and also to Rangers fans tomorrow, and of course to Chelsea fans. I think for Chelsea fans, I think on paper they've got a good squad in there. Cut a long story short, I just don't rate their manager, Enzo Maresca. I just don't rate him. I didn't watch along to when they were away to Brighton, when they lost twice to Brighton within 5 days. But in the Premier League, they lost 3-0 at the Amex. And I was just thinking, this coach, this manager, I'm sure he's a good coach, good manager and all that jazz. But the man was like a reindeer in headlights. So, yeah. And also for Tottenham Hotspur fans, I think Ange Postecoglou will get them. I saw a little bit of his pre-match interview for tomorrow, today, and he wants to get Tottenham Hotspur to that Europa League final. It's clear to be seen. So as an outsider looking in, maybe of course I don't feel or understand the pain that obviously the Tottenham Hotspur fans have gone through the season. There are below Crystal Palace and all that, but for me, I think they've got a good attacking manager there. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Good luck to the Tottenham Hotspur fans tomorrow. But yeah, can't wait to see Ange Postecoglou Cup. Come on, you have to do it. And as for the Manchester United fans as well, so not all of them, but the majority of them appear to have already thrown uh, um, some of their players, some of the young players as well. Some of them are throwing them underneath the bus already, and also the tactical Nawes of their. I think they've got a good manager there also with Ruben Amorim. And they need Amad Diallo back on the right hand side. I'm not sure if he's available for them tomorrow. We'll have to find out in a minute. But yeah, good luck to them, and also good luck to Rangers fans. They've had a bit of a blip. I feel they've still got an interim manager up there, but they've had a blip. They've had to change their manager about a month ago. So good luck to them tomorrow as well. It is what it is. Good evening to Daniel and Jason. Good evening to Jason there. I hope you're all doing well. You see the news today of Spurs. Uh, Everyone is linked to Oliver Glasner. Can I just make it clear that Oliver Glasner is with the Eagles and the Crystal Palace fans? We're on a high. We're on our way to Wembley, and we're going to land in Wembley. We're going to make Wembley our second home. We're going to take that second home away from the Arsenal fans. They're preoccupied. Look at that amazing performance by Declan Rice yesterday. Bend it like rice. And they're preoccupied elsewhere. So I'll leave that to them. But Wembley's going to be Crystal Palace's fans' second home. And we're going to take the crown of the FA Cup off the Manchester United fans. And we're going to place it rightly on top of the Crystal Palace Football Club, the fans, the people that work at the club, the people owning the club, the people that owned the club before. We're all due a trophy at Crystal Palace. In the men's, we won trophies in the under-21s. We won trophies in the women's game last season. But in the men's, we need to get a trophy. So we're up for it. We're up against a very good side, as what we saw today, Aston Villa, but Aston Villa did not play the strongest side, in my opinion. So that to me is telling me that Unai Emery is sparing. I'm going to go a little issue. Unai Emery is sparing Asensio and Ollie Watkins. There's 2 more matches to play, or 1 more before the fixture next week against PSG. I think they'll be bitterly disappointed that they conceded that extra goal in extra time. I think that 2-1. I think it's doable at Aston Villa with their strongest lineup starting. But that third goal is going to make it that much more difficult for them. But Villa Park, they need to make that into a fortress there and get a result there. Big up to Daniel, though. Jason Chabin, Arsenal victors over Real Madrid mathematically guarantees 5th place in the... Yes, apparently, yes, it's been noted, as Steve mentioned there, everyone mentioned it. And will qualify next season's Champions League positions. Newcastle United probably holding the 5th. I would say so. I think there might be a little surprise there. I think Newcastle and Eddie Howe, yes, I rate Eddie Howe above levels, above Enzo Maresca, but he has got very good players available to him. They're coming back from injury. He just doesn't seem to know what to pick, and it is what it is. So, yeah. So that's the way I see that one. Right. What else have I got to put in there? Hold on. Let me. So that'll be interesting there. Well, now you mention it, let's quickly go into it. But I was going to do the. How do I do this? So I've got to go there. Right. I would say top 5, no particular order. It will be Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle United, Manchester City, and Newcastle. I think Chelsea might come short. I think, yeah, that's the way I see it. But there's still, there's still 7 or 8 matches still to be played in the Premier League for all sides. But a dark horse could be there, could be Aston Villa. If Aston Villa get knocked out of the Champions League, and of course Crystal Palace will be victorious at Wembley. If they lose out of the Champions League and in the FA Cup against Crystal Palace, which of course that's what's going to happen. Come on, Palace. Come on. We can do it. They could just say, right, let's just throw everything, the kitchen sink, at top 5. And they're still there. If you look at it from Aston Villa in 7th place, they are 2 points from 4th place. So it's all to play for. I expect other sides like they have spent money on transfers, but it just hasn't worked out because they've had a lot of injuries. Clubs like Manchester United and Tottenham, they'll be like kicking themselves as to why they're not in the top half of the table, like in where Fulham is, for example. And a little run of games towards the end of the season could get them into that top end, but their season is done in the Premier League, I'd say, because of their injuries that they've had. Whether they've got good managers or not, go and talk to the Tottenham Hotspur fans and the Manchester United fans. I'm staying out of that one. UEFA Champions League at 10:40. Yes, I'm waiting for that, Jason. I'm going to wait for that. And yes, I am going to wait for that. So I might change the title in a minute, actually, for that. Please hit a like and subscribe. Help me get to 5 likes. If you haven't hit a like, please hit a like. Help me get to 5 likes. And also, if you can, help me get to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. And I don't just say this loosely. Thank you for all the likes, all the comments, all the views, all the algorithms, all the stuff within YouTube. It's all going up and up. So thank you very much. It gives me a kick up. I wasn't going to go live because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do even the second half today. But I thought, let's just log on and just blame somebody that no one told me that the clocks went forward. And if you know, you know. As you know, Crystal Palace, Eagles, we fly around and we can go with the wind. We get distracted, and if you know, you know. It is what. No, I've been very busy today. The Villa Park day 0-0-0. I listened to some of it, just some of it, and I'm catching up with it right now. So what I can tell you today is what I did notice from looking at their lineup. Unai Emery rested 2 key players for them, and he changed the position of. That's another thing. He changed the position of Marcus Rashford. He played Marcus Rashford more centrally, and he has rested Asensio and Ollie Watkins. So who's Aston Villa got at the weekend? Because what he's trying to do clearly is obviously he was brought to Aston Villa, in my opinion, to get them consistently to qualify for European Football Champions League, and secondly to win silverware. Perhaps not in that order, but there and thereabouts. So who's Aston Villa got next? Let's have a look. I've no idea. I know we've got obviously afterwards, but let's have a look. Aston Villa fixtures. So today, April. They've got Southampton. They're away to. They've got Southampton. This is quite interesting because they've got Southampton. They'll probably even rest more players. Then make sure. Then next Tuesday is going to be against PSG at 8 p.m. And then the following weekend they've got Newcastle United. And then they've got City, and then right at the end, obviously they've got Villa. So not that I can see injuries. I'll have to go through it, Dave, because I know we're all keeping an ear to the ground on that. I know how you from where you're coming from. The way I look at it is there was no substitution in the first half for Aston Villa, and his twig, he took McGinn out of that number 8 position where he sometimes starts, actually, I find. But for me, 3 players are key for, I would say, key 4, actually. Tielemans, McGinn, the Scottish international. That man has got an engine in him. He just doesn't stop going. That's one thing. And the other 2 is Marco Asensio, who they brought in at January, and Ollie Watkins and Marcus Rashford. So I think that might be 6 players, but definitely 5 players. They're key there. So Yeah, for me, but I can't see that they all played nearly the 90 minutes. Ramsey was substituted at 60 minutes, and also Cash, he picked up a yellow, so he was substituted at half time, and Diaz came on for him. So I'm not. So that could be an injury there. That could be an injury to Cash, the Aston Villa right back, because he was substituted. He wasn't a yellow, but he was substituted at half time. So maybe Cash there, the Aston Villa right back. Um, Maybe he's picked up something. We'll see on Southampton. If he doesn't play at Southampton, then maybe that's what they're trying to do. But as I say, I think they'll be disappointed that they've conceded that last goal in injury time against PSG. But listen, they scored away at PSG. They've we've seen what PSG did to Liverpool against a very good Liverpool side. And why didn't Arnold Slot continue that momentum that he built with his team, with the squad at the beginning of the season, at the beginning of the group stage of the Champions League? I'm not saying I know what he should have done and what he shouldn't have done, because my Crystal Palace has never been recently at the top of both of those two competitions. But as an outsider looking in, clearly a wheel fell off the cart with Arnold Slot and what he was doing with his squad. You can't put it on injuries. So we all saw that performance from PSG on Liverpool, and Liverpool just could not get it over the line. So there'll be bits of disappointing for what happened to them in the Champions League. I would have thought. I think the lesson for people that qualify for the Champions League is don't qualify from the group stage. It's top of that group stage, because it seems to me whoever finishes first just does not avoid this kind of hitting somebody like PSG, who had a difficult start to the Champions League campaign this season, and they're on the up on the ascendancy. They're going up, but Liverpool went the other way after that group stage. So maybe that's a lesson there to be remembered. So Day could be Cash. The only injury potentially maybe there will be the Aston Villa right back Cash. We'll have to wait and see. But he was substituted at halftime. I can't see anything else that was there. There might have been something else in the team that happened during the second half. Jason is talking about Sunday. Big up to Jason. What stream you going to do on Sunday? I barely got this one done today. You're talking about Sunday, but big up to you. Yes, I will be doing the Bahrain or Newcastle Manchester United. Oh, do they clash? Oh Lord. Oh man, are you kidding me? Is that on Saturday? I haven't decided yet, but thanks for letting me know. Both start at the same time. Do you know what I could do? I could just do a dual watch along. I've done dual watch along for multiple things. Is it Saturday or Sunday? No, it's got to be Sunday. It's got to be Sunday. I'll just do a dual watch along for both of them, because if you think about it, in the Formula One, it's the beginning that's really exciting, and then towards the end. So I can just do the first 10 laps, and then quickly go into the Newcastle. I want to see how Newcastle is doing, because we've got to play them soon. And so I want to keep an eye on that team selection. Anyone, as Dave mentioned, is anyone getting injured for Newcastle? So I'm asking a favour to Manchester United fans. Can you make sure you wear out, you tire out, and so during that 90 minutes, the Newcastle United fans and players, they get worn out. And HTV saying Ardu Gula, they won't play. He's too young. Maybe next season. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Put him in goal. Exactly. Oh no. Yeah. Did you not see the breaking news on the thing between the spat between Onana and who was it? and Nemanja Magic, who used to play for Manchester United. I forgot that he used to play there. Well, what would I remember that? But him calling Onana sort of Matic. Yeah, that's it. Let's just call him Matic. It's easier that way. I was butchering everyone's names yesterday. Thank you very much for 5 likes, everybody. And yeah, I mean, that's going to be my thumbnail for tomorrow. I'm going to put Onana next to Matic. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Is it going to be the Manchester United fans supporting Onana? I don't think so, because a lot of the Manchester United fans that I can see there on on certain channels, they don't like Onana. They don't rate him. I think there's a mistake in him, but I think he is a good goalkeeper. But he makes mistakes. Would he get in front of Dean Henderson at Crystal Palace? Hell no, no way. So that's telling you something as a Crystal Palace fan. I would not have Onana over Henderson. No, no, no. So there's a lot of so are they going to back him? Are the Manchester United fans going to back their goalkeeper in the spat with Matic? It's also going to be interesting to see, because I've seen a lot of ex-Manchester United players who have a very big platform to project their views about Unai Emery and Fenerbahce, and they're not objectively. Yes, I think it's good that they have an opinion because they've got experience of having played for Manchester United and they've actually won trophies for Manchester United. What do I know as a Crystal Palace fan? You may ask. But I would have thought they're professionals. But the criticism and the selection of words, it's not taken into account. They clearly don't know what's actually happening in that changing room. They may have an idea, they may have heard a leak, and they may have insight, but they are professionals. They know that what happens in the changing room, what happens in training between a squad and a manager and the coaching staff, is one thing. What is said and what people have a perception of what's going on inside is a completely different thing. And them as ex-Manchester United players should be wise to that, but they're not. They're just like literally throwing player and player underneath the bus. And I'm thinking, I'd like to see them when they meet the Manchester United fans and they interview them. Do they then say to them, "Oh, can we have a selfie for a member of my family?" after they've thrown them underneath the bus? I don't get that. Maybe Manchester United fans will be able to respond to that. Manjet and Manic Leon manager. Yeah, there's going to be. I think two things should happen here between Matic and Andre Onana, and two things is they both have different jobs at the moment. One is a goalkeeper professionally for a worldwide brand of Manchester United, and the other one is he's not playing at the moment. So and it's interesting to see how ex-Manchester United players, do they go to the defence of Matic or do they go to the defence of their current goalkeeper? And so that's an outsider looking in, and I'm going to run it. This is what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, because it's absolutely, you'd have thought that ex-Manchester United players that have succeeded at Manchester United, they would always protect the current player that's actually performing for their football club, which they've achieved things in the past. But a few of the people are throwing people underneath the bus again. So it is what it is. Big up to let me get back to the chat. Oh my God, there's a few people I missed the chat. Right, hold on. Both started to say Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, yeah. And HTV, big up to, I'm very angry, Ancelotti, for not giving 1 minute against Arsenal. Yeah, Ardegula. He's too young at the moment, but well, if he gets knocked out of the Champions League, HTV, you're absolutely right. And Jason confirms, yeah, it's Matic. Good evening to the dog. Big up to the dog. Thank you very much. Big up to the dog. It's only me. Dog, big up. You're always welcome here. Let me just put on here. Thank you all. Thank you all for the 6 likes. You lot are amazing. Anything near 5 likes is good for me. But thank you very much. I'm not complaining. Thank you for the 6 likes. That's amazing. Thank you. And big up to the dog. I hope you're doing well. And Jason, Nemanja Matic is the Lyon manager. That's correct. So they're both doing different jobs at the moment. And if you are, how can I? No, I'm going to be direct on this. If you're a player and you respond to the media about a question of the opposition, you're going to react in a certain way. And you're going to respond as a player talking to the media. But if you are a manager of a football club that is about to face a what Matic should be doing, because he's on a higher responsibility, and by him getting involved with a sort of spat, like a to you to me, like a Chuckle Brothers situation, if you like, because they both have experience playing for Manchester United. He's actually responded it wrong. What Matic should have said is, Onana's entitled to his opinion. He's playing for Manchester United. He's won a trophy yesterday. Be complimentary with that. And he says, if he has an opinion about my squad, well, tomorrow my team is going to play against him and we're going to prove a point. But leave it at that. He's the manager of the opposition team. So I expect two things. I would have thought that ex-Manchester United so-called legends, as depicted by the Manchester United fan base and Manchester United content creators, whether they like Onana or not at their football club, I would have thought that they should back him, Onana. However, I think it's right to say, I might be wrong about this, Manchester United fans might know this more certainly, and certainly Chelsea fans, Matic never won anything at Manchester United as a player. I believe he won 2 Champions Leagues and an FA Cup and perhaps a League Cup at Chelsea. So he won his medals or his trophies at a different club. But he's speaking as if he's won everything at Manchester United. So that's why maybe Onana's just pointed to him. Well, I kind of lifted a trophy last season. What did you lift when you was at Manchester United? So I think, in my opinion, Onana has done nothing wrong. And he's responded as a player would have, speaking of an opposition team, being asked a question by the media. But with Matic, he's not a football player anymore. He's a manager. He's got other responsibilities there. He's just basically undermined his argument. And the fact of the matter, he never won anything there. My understanding. I could be wrong on that. I expect Manchester United fans will correct me if Matic did win something at Manchester United. Big up to HTV says, according to this, Turkish Giants Galatasaray have. Oh, here's to do with Osimhen. So this will intrigue Manchester United fans. I don't know if this is right, but big up to HTV says Turkish Giants Galatasaray have sent a 65 million euro offer to sign Osimhen on a permanent transfer from Napoli. I don't think that's going to happen, HTV. I don't think it's going to stay there on a permanent Napoli, but the have rejected the proposal. There you go. They've rejected it, according to an outlet in Italy. Yeah. So before I read your thing, I'm thinking it's not going to happen, and it looks like it's not going to happen. He's going to end up playing in Saudi Arabia, in my opinion. He's going to follow the money. I don't understand why he's linked to Manchester United. I don't think Manchester United have got the money to spend on him right now, unless they get people off the books. That's the way I see it. But if he can score goals, but it is what it is. But anyway, Onana has 16% win rate for United, lowest ever. Even Fabian. Onana has a 16%. Yeah, but it's not an individual sport. Onana has 16% win rate for United, the lowest ever for United. Even Fabian Bates was a better start than he. Big up to Jason. So there you go. There's an example. There's a Manchester United, and I've got the utmost respect for Jason, of course, Jamili. But there's an example of a Manchester United fan not backing Onana. in this situation. That's how I'm taking it. You're not backing Onana in this duel between Onana versus Matic. Remember, Matic never won anything at Manchester United. Onana's won a silverware. He's won silverware. If I had a Crystal Palace goalkeeper that had a mare of a season, and the season before I saw my Crystal Palace lift an FA Cup, I'll be backing that goalkeeper, because I'll be saying to that Manic or that person or ex-Crystal Palace players, say, listen, lad, you never won nothing at Palace. This lad here, he may not be perfect. You might have a mistake in him, but he's just lifted the silverware. So am I missing something here? And there you've got a Manchester United fan in the chat saying, I respect his opinion, of course, but he's pointing out that Onana's had a very low percentage of win rate. That's for the birds, mate. He's lifted silverware for your football club last season against Manchester City when no one expected that to happen. Matic never won you any silverware. Maybe that I'm looking at it from a different angle, but big up to you, Jason. And this is a Manchester United fan. Imagine what the Manchester United pundits are saying. They're probably throwing all the players. They're doing it for traction to get more views, I expect, out there. As I say, for fans to say it is one thing, but for ex-Manchester United players as pundits and trying to get a bit of bubble, well, not a bit of bubble, but actually learn a lot of money, throwing their players underneath the bus. And what Unai, what was the one said? That one of them said that he wasn't mature enough. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, and then you wonder why the club is just taking away any free dinners for all these ex-players. I'll say no more. 65 million is good money. I don't think. Listen, Osimhen will go to Saudi League. He's not going. He's not going to stay at Galatasaray. I know you want him there. Can't afford itself. Few sponsors says they'll pay. It's the player doesn't want to be there, mate. I don't think so. But big up to HTV. Jason says Matic has never won. Yeah, he's never won anything, and only 2 Premier Leagues. But that's my point, Jason. I just said it, and then I said, big up to HTV. I like that face. You know what? I'm going to put that face in there. I like that face. As for you, oh, did that go out? I don't know if he went out. I like that. Matic has never won an FA Cup. Jason says Matic has never won an FA Cup for United. That's what I said. He's never won Matic has never won silverware at Manchester United, although he played for your football club. But if he's coming in not as a rival player, but as a manager, and he's about to play your team in a very important European league, he's a manager. He should be saying, Onana's entitled to his opinion, but my team, he should be talking about his team, which is Lyon. He's talking about another player, and he's talking about another football club. His focus should be on his. So he's already lost the argument, in my opinion. And the fact of the matter is, as I'm looking at from the outside looking in, he hasn't won any silverware at that particular football club, which is Manchester United. Right? He's given it all the large because he won something at the bridge. All right? Not just one, 2 Champions Leagues, and I think an FA Cup and a League Cup. I could be wrong with one of those at the end. But it's got nothing to do with United. Right? So I've already seen somebody in the chat today put a negative, not negative, but a clear, a valid stat of 60% win rate for Onana. That goes out the window. He's just landed. Your goalkeeper, who's got a mistake in him, and he may mean it perfect. Would I have Onana in front of my goalkeeper at Crystal Palace? No. Right? But that's besides the point. You've got someone that has come to criticize your underperforming or not well enough goalkeeper at your levels, coming in, giving it all of this, right? If I had a goalkeeper that was in that situation, Onana, where I've got right now, and within 12 months ago, he had landed an FA Cup victory for my Crystal Palace, I'll be defending that goalkeeper. And I'm seeing so many Manchester United fans out there throw Onana underneath the bus on this situation. And I'm thinking, do you actually want this man to actually play for your club? Do you actually want him to do a job for you? whether you rate him or not, but you do realize he's on the payroll. Do you actually want him to play and do a job for you? So if he's there listening to fans, throwing him underneath the bus, not back in his corner against Matic, a man that's never won anything at your football club, Onana's got ex-Manchester United pundits in the biggest media platform channels out there and in networks out there, throwing him underneath the bus as well at the same time. It gets to a point where in your mind, you get to the mind where you might think, I'm going to throw a little bit of salt here, but I think I'm valid to put this as an outsider looking in. McTominay, who else? Lukaku, maybe as well. What's the lad that's gone into Portugal? Anthony, Sancho. Yes, they've all had situations, different issues, whatever. But it gets in the mind, these players. Do I feel sorry for them? Hell no. They're Manchester United players. What do I care? But I would have thought that they'll get to a mind when their mindset, they're thinking, do you know what? They don't actually want me here. Maybe I'm not doing as good as what they want me to, but they're throwing me underneath the bus, not just internally, but out there in the media. My career as a professional football player is that small in comparison to other professions out there. Do you know what? I'm going to go to Napoli and I'm going to enjoy my football. Elanga, he says, you know, I'm going to go to Nottingham Forest and enjoy playing football, loving the sport, that my career that I want to do. Wan-Bissaka at West Ham. Okay, he's gone to a smaller club, worldwide brand and all that jazz. But I've actually seen him smiling on that pitch. When he was at Manchester United, he was thrown underneath the bus. Oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's Obama's. It's Wan-Bissaka's fault because, oh, he did this wrong. Oh, he did this wrong. Oh, he did this wrong. I'm pretty sure right now there is still Manchester United fans out there blaming Wan-Bissaka for what's gone wrong this season. It gets to a point where the player must think, do you know what? I wanted to make this work, but everyone's throwing me underneath the bus. So that's why they leave. And then you've got their manager there, Ruben Amorim, picking little straws. He hasn't got a clutch of straws to pick on squad and depth. And he's got injuries now. And now they're throwing him underneath the bus as well. Do they actually want this to work? As a Crystal Palace fan, I'm watching and I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, you guys have clearly not been at the bottom of the table, at the bottom of the Premier League, anywhere near the relegation, constantly enough. As a Crystal Palace fan, I know what that feels like, and it stays with you. You want to get up there, you want to get into Europe. So if they keep going on how they're going, it will not surprise me. In that instance, and for example, in the Manchester United structure, what they're going through, look at the two interviews that Sir Jim Ratcliffe have done publicly, one in the BBC and one with Gary Neville. He let out a few things purposely. He made it mention one thing. He had Crystal Palace in his mind because on the first interview with Gary Neville, within 5 minutes of starting that interview, he mentioned Crystal Palace. He's got Crystal Palace on his mind. He can't get past the point that Roy Hodgson and Oliver Glasner did numbers on him, right? So he just can't get past that at the moment. And so he's got Crystal Palace on his mind. And what worries me about that is he probably spent the last time we went up there and we won 2-0 and I was there, he was probably looking at our players and he's thinking, I wouldn't mind a bit of Adam Walton. I wouldn't mind a bit of Ebrieze here. I wouldn't mind a bit of JP up here. That worries me as a Crystal Palace fan. Because if Ineos, as Sir Jim Ratcliffe mentioned in the second interview and a little bit with Gary Neville, he clearly mentioned Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the Manchester United, the guy who's controlling that percentage of what he owns of. He's understanding. He made it clear to people, look, you're on my case, which is fine, but I'm not happy with it. I don't like reading the newspapers and all that jazz. But if it's true, he said it, he spent over £300 million recently and put it into the club. It's gone. And by the end of the year, they could have gone under financially. So he's saying to people, that's one message. And the second message is like, just back off a bit. Can you just let me try and get on with it? Do you know what I mean? And then he also mentioned, as an outsider looking to Manchester United, is that they've inherited certain players that, as he says, using his words, they're not good enough for that club. As a Crystal Palace fan, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to be coming after some of our players. But that's good work testament to what's done at Crystal Palace, the coaching staff, the medics, the whole smackdown there, the whole thing there at Crystal Palace is testament for what the manager, the players, the coaching staff, the Crystal Palace fans, everyone at the club there, they're improving levels there. These players are getting better and better and better and better, to the detriment that Oliver Glasner and a lot of the Crystal Palace players, Daniel Munoz, Jefferson Lerma, everybody in there, people are looking to see what they're doing. And I'm thinking, you know what, I wouldn't mind a little bit of that in my club. So that's the way I see it with that one. I hope that kind of makes sense with that. It's I'm going to, my thumbnail for tomorrow's match between Manchester United and Lyon. It's going to be Onana versus Matic. That's going to be on my thumbnail to try and just get some more views all day long. Big up to HTV. Galatasaray can afford by itself. Oh, I've done that. Sorry. Jason Chimini says, "Oh, I've missed your chat. Sorry, 1 minute. Oh, wait a minute. I can't scroll up. There it is. Oh." Okay, big up to Jason. Jason Chimini says, "You also seen Leon Delamp is a 30-minute release clause for Ipswich. I can see at least 6 Premier League." So that's the other thing. That's a brilliant point. A lot of look, when it comes, we're not even nowhere near the transfer window, but already, because I think as teams drop out of competitions in Europe and positions in the Premier League, not just here but also in European leagues, people already starting to talk about and actually approaching possibly players. And one option, I think Ipswich Town, I think they will go down. They just couldn't outscore the goals that they're conceding, and they would have needed somebody like Wolves or West Ham or, dare I say it, Manchester United or Tottenham Hotspur to drop like a stone, because always someone drops like a stone at the bottom of the table towards the end of the season. But I think you're right, Ipswich will probably go down. So someone's going to come in for Liam Delap. Amazing player there. So he's not just going to be Manchester United on the blower down to Ed Sheeran saying, listen, because he kind of part owns Ipswich Town, my understanding. He says, listen, we'd like to buy your player, Ed Sheeran, and you couldn't source out a few tickets as well, that sort of thing, for your next gig. So it's one of those. Yeah, there's going to be other clubs wanting to sign him. Tottenham Hotspur fans might want a bit of Liam Delap over Richarlison, possibly. As an example, Jason, if Manchester United come, Jason, if Manchester HTV says to Jason, if Manchester United want to come back to glory days, they should transfer Osimhen rather than Ipswich forward. That's a fair point, but I think if you're going to have competition to land, this is a conversation between two other people, but as an outsider looking into this conversation, Jason and HTV, if you're going to have competition to sign Liam Delap, all my days you're going to have competition to sign Osimhen. And does he actually want to come to your club? I'm not hearing those vibes publicly. Do you know how much players do they talking on Instagram rather than on the pitch? If you know, you know. That's what and Jason replies, that's what make it embarrassing for United and Onana. He lifted a cup. Don't make sense. Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. Absolutely. And Jason says United won't spend big. We're 1.4 in debt. There are some players on high wages that you might be able to, how can I put it professionally, encourage them to look for new challenges in their careers. In that perspective, I've said it a bit more eloquently. So Jim Ratcliffe talking to the BBC and talking to Gary Neville went beyond that. And I suppose I would as well. If I just spent £300 million on something and I'm going to watch it and I'm thinking, I'm getting shortchanged here, I'm getting mugged here, I'm getting mugged off. But you can't say that publicly, of course, because the Manchester United players are his assets, their investments in his worldwide brand of Manchester United. But he has clearly identified, I think it's 4 or 5, he said, the word is 5, players that they're not good enough. Does that undermine the coaching staff and Ruben Amorim? I don't think so. As I say, I've always said that proprietors and custodians of football clubs, whether you are a majority owner or a part owned owner of a football club, a custodian, but in charge of making the hard decisions, because someone has to make the hard decisions. Someone had to go. Ineos clearly went into Manchester United, looked at the books, and thought, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And boom, they've had to say, "Right, we need to cut this. We need to chop that. That's not happening. We got to sort that out. That's not going to happen tomorrow. That dog ain't going to play here no more." That sort of thing. Someone's had to go in and looked at the books, and even with making all the, so they said, the structural changes at that football club, that's not to undermine the inward revenue that they get every year, but there was problems there financially. So someone's looked at the books and said, "Well, we got to act here. If we don't, we're going to run," as he said, Sir Jim Ratcliffe said, "we're going to run out of cash come the end of the year." So in those difficult circumstances, goes back to my point earlier on, connecting this spat between Onana and Matic. My point is, there you've got a player, Onana, who's got no experience as a manager talking to the media about an opposition of a very important match, because he's not been a coach or a manager, but he said something, right? And now a previous Manchester United player that has not won any silverware at your football club, Manchester United, has just started. He's completely lost the argument, in my opinion, Matic, because he's a manager right now. He should be saying he's a player, he's entitled to his opinion, but right now I'm focusing on my players. He's playing to the gallery, so he's already undermined his position psychologically. In my opinion, Onana's already won that. But I've heard and I've seen people already, ex-Manchester United players and content creators, they're not backing Onana. And I'm thinking, he's just lifted you a trophy last season. If a player at Crystal Palace had last season lifted the FA Cup for Crystal Palace at Wembley, for me and the Crystal Palace fan, and then he started getting into a spat with an ex-Crystal Palace player who's got a bit of an authority as a coach and as a manager somewhere, but he never won any silverware at my Palace, I'll be saying, hold on a minute, I've got some silverware with this lad. I may not like him, I don't think he's at levels, but I'm going to back his corner. That's the way I am. Maybe other people see it differently. That's the way I see it. Big up to everybody in there. Right, HTV. What's this? We've bought points have debt. And Amen says, Jake, I really wonder to whom you support. Yes, Days. What do you mean? Arsenal and Real Madrid. You don't like Arsenal? No, I have a lot of respect for Arsenal fans and their football club. I just don't rate their manager. I've said that before and I say it now. But you're fine to ask me the question. In my case, I do support all teams who play against them. Huh? Hold on a minute. Supporting other football clubs is different. I'm using your word. You says, I do support all teams who play against Fenerbahce, it's a rival team. Yeah, I get that. If, for example, any team that is playing against Brighton or any team that's playing against Millwall, for example, in the Championship, will say, you fans, you guys got, just do a number on them. Do you know what I mean? So I get that. Yeah, I think all fans do that naturally. But supporting another football club, I don't think I could ever do that. I've got too much baggage as a Crystal Palace fan. I can't contemplate that. I've got enough headache with being as a Crystal Palace fan. I just want to see my football club lift a trophy at Wembley in the FA Cup. Not just because I want it as a Crystal Palace fan, it's because I think the football fans, the club, the people that used to run the club before and before them as well, We're due one. We're due one. Last season, I saw the Crystal Palace women team lift a trophy, and it was absolutely amazing thing to see. The under 21s under Darren Powell, they lifted up. The season before that, they win silverware. So I've seen silverware, but I'm not seeing it in the FA Cup. So linking it back to this spat between Onana and Matic, I just as an outsider looking in, I'm thinking, why are ex-Manchester United players with a high profile of being able to speak in network TV sports networks, not just here in the UK, but outside, why are content creators, some of them, not all of them, some of them, just a few of them, are throwing on underneath the bus? He's a goalkeeper. He's not a coach or a manager. If it's not right for you, but if someone comes in and throws, you know, some receipts, I don't see how Matic can throw receipts to a Manchester United player that has won silverware. It's got to be about trophies, surely. I can't. I just want to see Palace at that Wembley final. We need to get past Aston Villa. That's what all I'll say on that. I need to see that. Anyway, big up to it. Amen goes. You know, you get these expressions on. I don't know where you get them from. I've never seen anyone like that. That's brilliant. I like that one. And then Jason says, "Oh, I'll come to the chat now. I'm going to go down through the chat now because I seem to go off. I don't know how the other content creators actually go through all the chat so quickly, but I can't. I'm learning to do it. Right, here we go. Jason says, let's just go through them. Jason says, no Dean Hendon or Banya would be better fitting goal rather than Onana. So on performance, I would say so. Yes, Dean Henderson at Crystal Palace. For one, he should be the England #1 right now. Not because he's just playing at Crystal Palace. As a stopper, as a distributing the ball, how he dominates his goal, how he communicates with the left back, with the right back, with the centre halves, with the midfielders that he's got. He's actually got a dominance. He hasn't got the mistake in him, and on his distribution of the ball, his kicking of the ball, he's ticking all the boxes for me. And I think when Tuchel was at Selhurst Park, I think he saw that. And at the moment, I see Pickford, which is also a good goalkeeper, and he's represented England very well. He's becoming a bit like I'm calling him now Calamity. He's got a mistake in him now, but we'll see what happens. Sanchez, see, I'm going off the thread. I'm not going to get to the bottom of this chat. Let's just read the chat. I need a drink first. Hold on. Right, next chat is Jason. He says Sancho, Chelsea. What? Sancho, Chelsea from United. Rashi, Aston Villa also enjoying his football again. Yes, but do you know what? I don't know how that feels, because if I was to see Crystal Palace players sign for my club, and then something happens inside that changing room in training, and something breaks down between player and the club, and it means that they have to be loaned out, and they're actually helping rivals achieve things while my Crystal Palace is going, say, as an example, Manchester United, they're bottom of the table, and they're up there helping other teams get better and better up the table. Putting it mildly, I'll be ticked off. I'm putting it very mildly. So I don't know how that feels. So I'm not going to say that I do, because I don't. They've got to find a mechanism within the contract. I'm not going to get to the bottom of this chat, but I'll do my best. But if clubs are in that situation, they need to find a mechanism where there is, if you like, a win-win situation for the player that wants out. The club gets a type of return of their investment of bringing them in the club in the first place, and an outcome for the club that wants them as well. So they've got to work that out. I've got my Joe Ward. I was absolutely over the moon to see him come back on the pitch against Brighton, and doing what all the other Crystal Palace players were doing there. Big up to everyone in the chat. Right, let's get through the chat because I'm not going to get there. And it's going to be midnight. Oh, has it started already? That oh, listen, man, it started already, isn't it? Is it on BBC One or on ITV? Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this, isn't it? Let me just mark this. Has it started already? Big up to Jason. Daniel, Jason's Richarlison, if you want to. Right, big up to you lot in the chat. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to mark where we were or where I was reading. There, Sancho. Do you know what? Well, replace pinned comment. Please help me get to 10 likes if you can in the chat. Replace pinned message. There we are. There we are. Okay. Right, here we go. Ooh. What is it on BBC or the or channel? What channel is it on? Does anyone know what? Someone said the ah dear, this is going to take forever. How do I do this? Is it on ITV? It's probably on ITV, isn't it? Oh, I should have charged the earpieces. All Big Brother's back on now. I just ain't got time for all that. Is it on the BBC or is it on BBC Sport? There it is. Match of the day. Why isn't it coming up? Watch live. Yeah, it is on. It's on the BBC. Right, let's do that now. Right, here we go. I will come back to the chat, but I've got to change the description. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you're new. I will come to the chat. I'm just coming. I just got to change the heading because on the BBC they are doing a and I want to see what they say about Aston Villa in particular. Cut, copy. Yeah, they're talking about Villa now. Let me just listen to this. So they're talking about Villa there against PSG. Oh no, Martinez got a foot on it. Oh, that's not a goalkeeper's fault, though. Right, I'm going to put a match of the day. It's match of the day. It's match of the day. All right, so let me just quickly. Match of the day, UEFA Champions League live. With I missed the one Aston Villa. Oh, I'm well annoyed with that. I'll have to go back and watch it. All right, they're going to do Arsenal versus Real Madrid. All right, it is what it is. And right, there we go. Right, I've just changed the title now. They're talking now on Match of the Day. They're talking about the fixture between Arsenal and Real Madrid. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Thank you, Jason. I will read out all the comments as we go along. Actually, we can do some more now. I've pinned where I was last time, which was Sancho, Jason. Oh, I still can't find it. Sancho for United enjoying it, right? And then HTV goes like that. Big up to. Here they go. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C Palace if you are new. Well, this is when they started, and I think I have to say I did not expect Arsenal to win how they won, but that first free kick of Declan Rice, he's put himself on the shop window for the next transfer window. I know Arsenal fans don't want him to leave, and I'm sure he won't leave, but there's no doubt that if the Real Madrid president was watching at the Emirates, they would have realised, the people at Real Madrid, that their Real Madrid side had one thing missing, and that was Declan Rice. Lewis Kelly, Rodrigo, Martinelli on the left. Valverde just pocketed Valverde. Mourinho, Thomas Partey. Yeah, I saw this yesterday. What is Tandalin? Fantastic, electrically good. Big up to the dog. Electrically good. It depends what you're into. I don't understand. There's a delay there. Yeah, this could have been a handball. Should this should have been a penalty for Arsenal? Well, it does. It's a long check. So even in Europe, in the UEFA competition, it does the VAR decisions take long. It doesn't just happen at Selhurst Park. It takes like over 5 minutes to do a VAR decision at Selhurst Park. It's not the club's fault. It's just the officials, I'll say. Good save there by David Reyes, stopping Mbappe there. David Raya there. I've always said, let's start again. The problem is United are too big for their own boots. Believe me, you don't want to be relegated. But if you want to be relegated, that's up to you and your football club. Big up to Jason. Jason, why coach does not? Oh. Rice, Courtois coming back from injury. He didn't play at the weekend when Real Madrid lost. Their second goalkeeper is also injured. They played a youngster at the weekend and they lost 2-1. And he saved it, and he had a double save. So this is what I'm talking about. When I was watching this first half yesterday, I was saying to myself, if had Arsenal signed a number 9, they would have been 2 or 3-0 up at half time. Bukayo Saka did amazing crosses down that right-hand side, crossed them in, and there was just no one there when he cut one back and he crossed one. And if they had a number 9, like an Ian Wright up there. And this is the free kick coming. This is some free kick. This is a world-class free kick. Bend it like Rice. Bend it like Rice. Bend it like Rice. Is that better than David Beckham's? Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's just given Mikel Arteta now another 2 or 3 years extension to his contract. That free kick. The more you watch it, look how wide it goes. That curled like a Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos is there. There you go. Big up to HTV. Please hit like and subscribe at Diego C Palace if you are new. Yeah, they could have had 4 or 5 easily. Yeah, off the line. Rice onto it. They need to sort out the midfield. They just couldn't get Camavinga and Modric. Didn't work. They couldn't deal with Partey and Declan Rice. And that's where Camavinga's first yellow card. And I remember he got a red card right at the end of the match. And Diego, I really wonder who I've done that one. Dean Hendo. I've always said, okay, I've done that one. Jason, why coach does not choose Beraldo instead of Insane or Nana after there's a second goal, yeah, for Rice. Yeah, it's the Declan Rice show. It's Declan Rice 2, Real Madrid 0. Do you see how the wall for Real Arsenal just opened up, and but the wall had nothing to do with it. Yeah, that was worked on in training. That freak, that second goal for top right hand corner, top bins. Tottenham Hotspur fans, look away, look away. Please hit like and subscribe at Diego C Palace if you're new. Your chance why coach doesn't insist on Azana. Yeah, I'm with you there on Amen HTV. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Fully agree. Banya's a lot better than Onana. That's the third goal, yeah, going in there. That's the third goal going in for Arsenal. I don't know of one person that predicted Arsenal would do that kind of performance against Real Madrid. And Camavinga kicks the ball away. He gets a second yellow card and then gets a red card. That is just frustration. That is just madness. Ancelotti's like, really? Did you just do that? Maybe he wanted a weekend off. Mikel Arteta says that he was proud of the team. Mikel Mourinho says that when the team goes like that, they can do anything. Jude Bellingham saying that he believes that Arsenal could easily have had more goals. Declan Rice says that it's been in the locker. He's got that technical ability. That's why they paid 100 million plus for him. That first free kick of Declan Rice has just catapulted him into another stratosphere. I got to think Barcelona and Real Madrid will be looking at that. I think, Declan Rice, bend it like Declan Rice. I reckon, as I said yesterday when I was doing the watch along, he's put himself in a shopping mall. Not that they're going to sell him or anything like that, but make no mistake. I said it yesterday. The president of Real Madrid would have seen that and says, "My team hasn't got a Declan Rice. Can we give his agent a blower? What's his agent's number?" Kind of thing. Poor, And the second one was not as good, but top right hand corner. That's not the goalkeeper's fault. That's top bins, but world class free kicks. Thomas Tuchel and Mikel Arteta need to wrap this player in cotton wool between now and the return leg at Real Madrid. Jason says, I fully agree. Banidou also better. I think it's because Banidou didn't cost us much. I could be right in that. Maybe that's why they won't select him. What else Banidou should do to take over the post? He can't do anything at the moment, Eamon, if you're still there. It's Onana. If he does more mistakes, the manager will have to make a decision and select what else he has. He can't seem Onana, so Amorim Golden. Pick up to Jason. Jason, I asked this question to Diego in the past, but he's clearly in favour of Onana. Big up to him. Eamon is like handing out the receipts. Big up to you. He's a Palace fan, so Diego's going to focus more on his team, like I'm saying for you. Big up to Jason. I'm talking the lap, says Daniel. I'm taking the lap. I don't think so, Daniel. I think Manchester United are going to land the lap. In a way, I kind of want that to happen because I don't want them to go after Jean-Philippe Mateta. 2 weeks ago, there was rumours about Jean-Philippe Mateta to Manchester United. I was like, oh no. Oh no, please, no. Not another one of the Crystal Palace players linked to Manchester United. So I'm thinking, right, I want to see Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United go for other players somewhere else. Daniel 90 says, Jason, have Richarlison. If you want, I'll have. He's injured. I think Richarlison is a good player, but I think somebody mentioned that he spent more time receiving treatment this season that he has actually on the pitch, which is, did it also happen last season? They couldn't help with him. Real Madrid were not able to stop Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal outnumbered Camavinga and Modric in their midfield pivot. Literally, Arsenal were playing three midfielders, if you like, in the pivot. That's the way I see it. And they're just highlighting that. It was literally the tactical play there. It made Real Madrid just look like bystanders as they were being attacked by Arsenal. The Spanish media were absolutely dropping it on the Real Madrid. Humiliado means you've been humiliated. Right, but the newspapers supporting Real Madrid are saying humiliated, but nothing is impossible. So, what's the history between? I don't know what the history is between Real Madrid and Arsenal over two legs. Have they ever done that before? And what happened before? Was this Jason says Dan says we need a striker who can shoot straight on goal, not a Stevie Wonder lookalike. And Jason says, "Oh, she's Champions League football show." Diego already missed one game. And Daniel says that that's a 50-pound game for Diego. What? You can't do that to me. Big up to Daniel. And Jason is like, Dan, they're all laughing. Big up to you, lot. Yeah, you've been nice, Dan. Would been 1 year banned. Well, Jason is heading towards a year ban. You can't put a yellow card on a Crystal Palace Eagle. We're on a high. The 1 year ban or 2 year ban won't reach the Crystal Palace Eagle because we're flying high at the moment. We're going to Wembley. Spurs fans, are you going to Wembley? Manchester United fans, are you going to Wembley? I say no more. That's a joint agreement we missed already. Daniel Nigeria Jason, by the time he stopped, he would have missed the Champions League final. Stop it. You lot are amazing. Big up to you lot. I like that. Right, Barcelona versus Borussia Dortmund. At this rate, Diego's going to miss he's going to miss half of next season. Amen. She's like, good evening to Abdul Rahim. Hope you're well. Thank you for dropping in. How are you doing? Like, comments, sharing, subscribe. Big up to you, Abdul. Hope you're doing well. Diego, I like comment, share, subscribe. Can anyone go to Crystal Palace Stadium? What? Hi, dear. They're doing Barcelona next, but quickly, let's be reading. Good evening, Abdul. I hope you're doing well. And it says, hi, Diego. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Can everyone go to Crystal Palace Stadium and meet and greet, signing shirts and signing autographs with fans? Big up to her. That's a nice comment. Yeah, listen, I've got nothing to do with football. I'm just a football fan. But after the match, if you want to hang around with other football fans, Crystal Palace fans, just be patient. And if the Crystal Palace players come out, or the away players, just when they come towards you, politely ask them for a selfie or for them to sign your Crystal Palace shirt. And if they've got the time, if they can, they always are. But be patient, and so you can do that at Crystal Palace, and it's very well organised. And try not to forget that they've just run around for 90 minutes, and I'm always of the opinion, just let them get home and rest. But yes, you can get that. You can get it done, and just be patient with the players, not just with the Crystal Palace players arriving at Selhurst Park or leaving Selhurst Park, but also the away players that come to play at Selhurst Park. You can ask them before and after the match, if they have the time, ask them for a selfie, for an autograph, and you'd be surprised how traveling teams, even after a difficult result, they always they're appreciated of the traveling away fans making their way to Selhurst Park and just waiting, because they understand it's expensive, it's time consuming, and they're passionate about their football club. So even just to say hello to them, it's very important. So you get that, and that's very well organised. Crystal Palace always organise those things really well, so everyone is safe. Right, here's Barcelona. I've been so busy. I did see it. I will get back to you about Fridays. Yeah, I saw something about a team sheet, but I haven't clicked into it. I will do it tonight. I haven't used Instagram today, but yes, I will look into that, Jason. Thank you very much for that. And I will try and add it. I'll type it up and put it into. I haven't done the thumbnail. I haven't had the thumbnail for this one, let alone. But yes, thank you very much. Yes, I have seen it. Well, I haven't clicked into it, but I did saw it ping up. I have to type it. I have to type the names out into the new. But before I do that, I have to do the thumbnail for the match on. Is it Saturday? Oh, it's Fridays. It's Fridays. It's on Friday, yeah. But yes, thank you for the information, Jason. Barcelona are winning 1-0 on, and we're 1 minute of extra time here. Borussia Dortmund. Oh, they nearly equalised then. Oh, he hit side netting. That could have been. Frank de Jong was pocketed there. Oh, Guase. I think the keeper might have had it covered there for Barcelona. Frank de Jong is playing a lot more regularly now for Barcelona, I've noticed, both in European competitions and in La Liga. Jamal. Lewandowski scoring goals against the side that he used to play for. I think he did play for Borussia Dortmund, so he knows where. Lamine Yamal, absolutely, what a performance by him. Yeah, there's no rush. I haven't got to it yet, but yeah, I will do it, Jason. Thank you very much. Oh, you can't defend like that against Barcelona. Oh, just clipped off the post at Barcelona there. Not sure what minutes is. This is in the second half, I expect. Barcelona on the right hand side. Lamine Yamal into the penalty area. He can go left. He can go right. Heads it to the other side of the penalty area. Lewandowski. Oh, it's target practice. It's target practice for Barcelona. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego Palace. It's Barcelona 2, Borussia Dortmund 0. And this Barcelona Lopez. Does Arsenal have to play Barcelona in the? Oh my god! Yeah, I think Barcelona will get through. They're winning 3-0 at the moment, and they're obviously celebrating because of what happened to Real Madrid yesterday, no doubt. Lamine Yamal, for his age, to have the maturity to do quality passes and to score goals. His touch on the ball, his first touch, his movement with the ball. What an amazing player, Lamine Yamal. The team that beats Barcelona will lift the Champions League. I think that's how you go look at it. Four goals. Big up to everybody in the chat. Yeah, I agree, Jason. Yeah. Apparently, he scored now 4 championship log. Oh, there's a Barcelona player down here. Wasn't that a handball? That hit the hand though. Yeah, but it's also is it Arsenal? Does Arsenal meet Barcelona in the semi-finals, or do they meet in the final? I wonder. I've written it down somewhere, but I'll just listen to this. Right, let me just did I put the PSG? Yeah, that's a good point there by the commentators there. Barcelona have got a blend of young, established, and experienced players in that side, and the team that beats Barcelona in the Champions League will lift the Champions League title, I reckon. Right, it was how many goals was it? 3-1. Kick off. I'm just trying to get the information. There's the first goal for Aston Villa. 35 minutes. That run by Lewandowski, my days. Oh my days. Look at Lamine Yamal just toe pokes it over the defender and he completely leaves the goalkeeper just standing. All he can do is just, what? Did he just do that? Toe poked it. Unbelievable. Right, that's the 35-minute goals. And then 39 minutes. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you're new. 39 minutes. Apparently, Borussia Dortmund. How is Borussia Dortmund at this stage of the competition, but a side like Liverpool, it's not? Right, 39. Apparently, the Barcelona defense is vulnerable with experienced players, but just copy. Right, 49 minutes. 49 minutes. All right, that's the 49-minute goal. There's no further goals. This is Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan. Let's have a look. Elise on the ball. Elise! Oh, Elise could have scored early doors. Oh, unlucky there, lad. That left foot of his, man. Oh, yeah, there was another goal. Copy. Michael Elise! Oh, Kane, how did he miss that? How did Harry Kane miss that? Elise just put it on a plate for him. You would have put money on that. Harry Kane, you're not playing for Tottenham Hotspur. You're playing for Bayern Munich. How can you miss that? He's a goal machine. I think Lautaro Martinez was linked to. He was linked with some Premier League clubs, but I did do a watch along between Inter Milan and AC Milan, and Lautaro Martinez just couldn't score, but he has broken scoring records in Italy. Still take anything away from him. When he's got his shooting boots on, that man just doesn't stop scoring. Kind of reminds me of Aguero a bit. He tried to jump over him and hit him on the head. But that early opportunity when Michael Olise put it on the plate for Harry Kane, he had to have scored. And Muller comes on. Muller comes on and instantly, boom! Instant substitution by Vincent Kompany, and Muller scores. How long has he been at the football club? That's a massive goal. 248 goals, Muller. He just players like that know where to be at this stages of the match. 248 goals for the club. and then Bayern Munich then go and bottle it. What did they do wrong? Let's have a look. They've got the ball. Oh, right. So then they had a ball and you can hear Bayern Munich rocking and a breakaway play now by Inter Milan. Oh, they're wide open. They've got no right back. Gusto. Oh my God, they got Inter, man. He's got a yellow card for that. Bayern Munich fans can't believe it. The stadium was rocking because of what just happened there. Look at that. One ball through the middle. Oh, that's just bad defending. Look, they've got no... Bayern Munich have got no right back. Oh, no. All that hard work to get an equaliser and then they bottled it like that. Oh, my days. Big up to everyone in the chat. Jason says, Jamal just sit there, gonna win. Oh, Jamal just sit there, gonna win the champs. Yeah, Jamal. Yeah, he said, but apparently Barcelona are vulnerable defensive wise. They weren't tested defensively today against Borussia Dortmund. Even though since it must be about 36, he still got it all. Do you know what? At the beginning of this season, Barcelona didn't play him. He was always on the bench. I don't know if he was recovering from a bench or did he have a fallout with the manager? I don't know. But I remember he was never starting that often. Aston Villa or PSG versus... Oh, here we go. Aston Villa or PSG versus Real Madrid or Arsenal in the semi-finals. Aston Villa or PSG, yeah, because they're playing together. They versus... Oh, right. So it's going to be... it could be, if Aston Villa get through, it could be Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Oh, I bet the Arsenal fans would like that. Dortmund played a real couple seasons at Wermers in the final. So maybe they just haven't been able to rebuild their squad from that. Bayern Munich, Thomas Muller has had 744 games, 248 goals. 33 trophies. Thomas Muller has won 33 trophies at Bayern Munich. Fucking hell. 33 trophies. Unbelievable record. What a record. Right, I've done that. So now I'm going to... Barcelona, Inter, Arsenal. All right, here we go. Yeah, you're right. Here they're showing it. So Arsenal, Real Madrid. And so it could be... big game for Aston Villa next week. But they've got as... okay, so both Premier League clubs, Arsenal and Aston Villa, will avoid Inter and Barcelona. So could it be? I think the way I see it, I can see it. Arsenal in the final versus Barcelona, or it could be Inter from the other side of the draw. Did you know Barcelona and Real Madrid have never played against each other in the European final? Yeah, there was. I heard. Yes, I have heard that because the president of Real Madrid has always been well. That man he's always moaning. I can't remember his name, but he's always been complaining about it, and that's why I think maybe they changed the structure of the Champions League for that to happen. But the thing's okay, so that's a stat. But then Real Madrid have an opportunity to get to the final, and they were piped 3-0 by the Arsenal. that first free kick from Declan Rice was just absolutely ridiculous. Right, I'm gonna just carry on quickly. Please keep hitting the likes, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe at Diego C Palace. What I'm going to do now is in the description I've placed I haven't placed the manager of Aston Villa. Right, let's do it all just in case so it all looks correct. I've put both lineups in for Aston Villa, PSG versus Aston Villa. There we go. Unai Emery. Okay, let me just save that. And then I need now to find the lineup for I need to find the lineup for Barcelona, and I think it's here. Lamine Yamal, I think, could be the player of today, but there was other contenders today as well. I think could Aston Villa pull it back? I don't know. Could Real Madrid pull it back at as you said, Jason, in the chat? Barcelona has never faced Real Madrid in this competition, so I think Arsenal fans. I'm sure Arsenal fans will be wary of sides like Real Madrid, because I've got a feeling that the Real Madrid fans and their players want to face Barcelona in that Champions League final. That's what they want to see. Could it happen? That would be at the expense of Aston Villa, obviously, and Arsenal, but I'm sure Arsenal fans and Aston Villa fans would like to prove that wrong, and they may do it. But they're going to have to beat. It could be that the semi-finals could be Aston Villa versus Arsenal. So we'll have to wait and see there. Paste. Right, Barcelona lineup. I'm nearly finished. Barcelona lineup. I'm not going to put it in the chat now because obviously the matches are finished. Versus Borussia Dortmund. Copy. Paste. Borussia Dortmund. Line up. Oh, why is it in capitals? It's like they have to do everything again. Line up. Right, here we go. Pascal. Cut. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. I haven't put the information of Barcelona. Copy. Oh no, I've got to put it here. Barcelona had made 3 changes. That drew 1-1 on Saturday. Coming in. Okay. Right, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, I haven't done PSG, so let me quickly do that now. Barcelona. I'm coming to the chat now. I'm just doing one last thing here. Just adding some information about what the managers did before the match. And so people can read that if they want to. Right, that was PSG. And then where's the information about Aston Villa? Yeah, Unai Emery. I don't understand what probably is this just saving it. Aston Villa didn't play their strongest lineup. I did say that. I don't want to go into it again. Asensio and Ollie Watkins didn't start for Aston Villa. Let me just turn that down. Over Nottingham Forest. Yeah, Marco Asensio, however, drops to the bench. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm happy with that. Big up to you. Did you know Barcelona, Real Madrid have... Yeah, I got that. Oh, I like that. We pinned that. Yeah, no, that's I think that would be an incentive for Real Madrid to turn it around. Yeah, definitely got to do the watch along for that. It's right. Let me just quickly check the description. What I've done. I've done the lineups for. Oh, I haven't done this bit. Hold on. Copy. And then I can go back to the paste. Second. Okay. Who else did we have here? So today was hashtag Barcelona. Hashtag Borussia Dortmund. Hashtag. Who else was there? I think I've got PSG already in there. Oh yeah, I've got PSG. Aston Villa. Oh, I haven't got Aston Villa. Aston Villa. Yeah, that was all that played today. UEFA. Oh, UEFA Champions League. Let's put that in there. Let's put Liverpool in this one. Manchester United. And let's put Chelsea as well. Chelsea. Okay, here we go. I'm happy with that. Okay, I've done that. Thank you very much for the 7 likes, everyone in the chat. Just quickly going to have a look. What did I do with my predictions anyway? My predictions was Barcelona to win 3-1. So I got that wrong, but I did predict a win for Barcelona. And I predicted PSG 2, Aston Villa 2. So I got that wrong. I think Aston Villa fans will be disappointed that they conceded that extra goal in injury time. I think at 2-1, they probably would have thought it's doable. But we all saw what PSG went when they went to Anfield. We'll see. I just don't understand why Unai Emery didn't play. Let's just quickly have a look. Who's that? I think I checked it already. Who's Aston Villa got at the weekend? Oh, how do I do this? So fixtures. Saturday. Where's Aston Villa? They're away at Southampton. So why didn't he play Ollie Watkins and Asensio in the team today? I just don't get it. For me, I think they're the better players than what he started with. Well, let's hope that when we get to Wembley, Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa, that he benches Asensio. If at Wembley against Aston Villa, Unai Emery benches Asensio and Ollie Watkins, I'll take that. I'll take that. We'll beat them. We always we always score 4 goals past Aston Villa, so there's going to be goals in that match. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C Palace if you are new. Right, let's just go into the news. I'm trying to think whatever. Oh yeah. Apparently, Rafinha has equaled Lionel Messi's club record for goal involvement in a single Champions League campaign, as the Barcelona thrashed Borussia Dortmund to take command of the first quarter final. The Brazilian scored and assisted twice to reach 19 goal involvements in the competition this term, the same as Messi achieved in the 2011-11-12 campaign. And he used to play for Leeds. God. How'd you go from Leeds United to playing alongside Lamine Yamal? I think the player today was Lamine Yamal on the pitch, on both pitches, on both Champions League fixtures. This youngster, and he's so young still. There's so much to come from him. Lewandowski, he also had a very good game for Barcelona. Be on Tuesday when they play their return fix. Yeah, I think. Let me just go to fixtures. Is it on Tuesday or Wednesday next week? I think it's Tuesday. What? Aston Villa versus PSG is on. It's on Tuesday, and Barcelona are on Tuesday. So, how come to Arsenal and Real Madrid, who they played yesterday, they actually get an extra day's rest? I don't get that. I thought it would be the other way around. I thought it would be Real Madrid and Arsenal playing next Tuesday, but it is. It's on Wednesday. So Aston Villa are 1-3 down on aggregate. Borussia Dortmund are 4-0 down on aggregate, and next Wednesday, that's going to clash, man. That's going to clash for my Crystal Palace away with Newcastle United. Oh, I knew it. Oh, Lord. No, I've got it. I'll have to. Oh, dear. It is what it is. No, I've got to do Real Madrid and Arsenal. We'll see how it goes. There's so many clashes of fixtures of what I've got to do with the watch-alongs. It's going to be absolute scenes. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C Palace if you are new. Right, let's just quickly go back into it. Have I got yeah, there's something else I can do. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I'm going to go back into the description and then put this. Thank you very much for the 7 likes, everybody out there. That's really nice of you to do that, considering how late I was to get over 5 likes. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Right, this is the PSG. So PSG. Oh, damn it. PSG, Aston Villa. That's the goals. There it is. Full time. Right, that's that. And then Barcelona. Come on. What's the time? Good, it's coming up to midnight. I'll stop. I'm just going to type this in here. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Oh, man. Vitinha pokes in the opener before Ruiz brace and Joao goal. How many goals did he score? Oh, that's the other match. Okay, leave that there. Okay, so now I need to get rid of this bit. Okay. Line up. This is Barcelona. Oh, I've done this one. So I need to go into the other one. Barcelona. Line up. There it is. That's what I want. Right. If I don't do this now, I never will. Barcelona. Okay, that's fine. Happy with that. And oh, what did I do there? Copy. Major. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm happy with that. Thank you very much, everybody, hanging on there. If there's anybody out there, if not, it's okay. It's okay, because I started very late today. I've just put the lineups. What else did I put? It was only 4 goals. Let's just do it. I'm here anyway, so it won't take long. Did I do it already? I can't remember if I did. Oh, man. Borussia Dortmund versus that, and I've put it there. Did I put it 4-0? Yeah, I did. Okay, so then, but I don't think I've put the goal scorers for Borussia Dortmund, not for Barcelona. No, I haven't, so I can just do that now. All right, it won't take long. I've only just got 5-4 goals. Oh, Lord. What was it at half time? So it's 1. So I've just got to find 1 goal. Ouch. That's the first goal, 25 minutes. Just come into the chat. Just come in. Just going to type in the first goal, and it looks like the other 3 goals were in the second half. So it's 25 minutes. Paste. Go. Just come into the chat. Rafinha. Corner. It was assisted by Pau. Okay. Okay, that's the first goal. So let's just save that. Big up to you. Big up to Jason. Yeah, night, pal. Yes, all right, Jason. I'm just typing up the last information. Thank you very much for saying good night. And I will check your DM. I haven't done the thumbnail. Once I've done the thumbnail, then I can create what I'm doing now, and then I can put your information in. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for that, Jason. I appreciate that. Replace the pin message. Thank you for doing that. Just gonna go and find, but yeah, definitely go and rest. Especially if you've got things to do tomorrow. I do, so I've got to go up early tomorrow. What should I say earlier on today? I've done the first goal for Barcelona. I just got to find the other ones. It's half time. There's the other goal. 48 minutes. Oh, my back is killing me. Right, let me just. I'm just adjusting that because my back is going to do. It's going to go. So this is. Oh no, they're not in the chat. It's 48 minutes. Come on. Right, 48 minutes. Yeah, go and rest, Jason. Thank you very much for your contribution today and for the information for the rugby game. Just go. Why is it doing that? Yeah, this is the second goal. Robert Lewandowski. He was rumored to be coming to some of the Premier League clubs in the at the beginning of the season. There's a few clubs that were looking for him, I suppose. Vitinha headed pass. Right, that's the 48th minute goal. And then the next one is on 66 minutes. The third goal for Barcelona. 66. 66. Okay. Just reply to this. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Just typing in the last few goals. Oh, my days, you did not want to hear that. You did not want to hear that. In fact, I'm just going to quickly go and charge this. Yep. Okay. I'm getting messages at midnight. Here we go. Oh. Right, let's have a look. 48 goals. That's 66 minutes. Paste. Yeah. This is the third goal, and this is on 66 minutes. I'm nearly finishing, and then I just do this. Oh, come on. Right, I'm just missing the fourth goal for Barcelona. Ouch. There it is. 77 minutes. Lamine Yamal. Their best way of defending Barcelona is just attacking their position. But apparently they are vulnerable in defence at times. So we'll have to wait and see if they get... I think it'll be Barcelona in the final at that end of the draw. On the other end, I'm not sure. Copy, paste. Yeah, that's the fourth goal. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace. That is this Barcelona 4. Okay, I've done it. I think I've done it. Oh no, there might be one more last thing I can put. Let's just do this. Oh, there. Why have I done it more than once? Everything your pokes to open them. Oh, there it is. Okay, I've done it. Right. Thank you. Wow, thank you for the 7 likes, everybody. I really appreciate that. Let's have a look. Okay. Salim. Just in now, I'm going to read what Unai Emery said after the match. It's just come up. It is saying, oh, I see the drink on. Unai Emery, the Aston Villa manager, says, quoting him, not sure who he was speaking to, probably Sky Sports or TNT Sports, I don't know. But anyway, Unai Emery says, quoting him, believe in Villa Park. He says, we will play at home next week and it will be a huge challenge for us. But we feel strong at home with our supporters at Villa Park, said Emery. He goes on to say, we believe in our supporters. We believe in Villa Park and that the players can get the best performance next week. And then the manager spoke in there and he said it was only half time. Oh, this is Matty Cash, who came off at half time. It does say here he was speaking to the BBC, and he says the manager spoke in there, and he said it's only half time. At home, we are really strong. We are more capable to score 2 or 3 goals at home. Yeah, but you're up against PSG, mate. Okay. And the Aston Villa goal scorer, Morgan Rogers, speaking to TNT Sports, he said, there's loads of belief in the changing room. We have nothing to lose. Nobody thought we'd win the tie in the first place. Why not just go for it? So the Aston Villa players, they're clearly still up for it. And by the sounds of it, a good goal there for the youngest, one of the youngest, one of the youngest players there, Morgan Rogers for Aston Villa. I wonder, there's nothing saying about injuries, so I don't think Matty Cash was injured. He was replaced at halftime. He was on a yellow card, but it's the reason why I mentioned this, obviously, Crystal Palace are playing Aston Villa in the FA Cup, but there's nothing major there. But as I said at the beginning, there's no mention as to why Asensio and Ollie Watkins were on the bench. Head coach Luis Enrique, of course, the PSG manager, told TNT Sport it will be difficult for the team at Villa Park, and goal scorer and Kvaratskhelia, the job is not finished yet. So both teams are looking forward to the second leg. They're both looking confident that they can produce a result at Villa Park, both the Aston Villa players and the PSG players. There is a 2-goal deficit now, though. I think had it been 2-1, let me just have a look at something. Fixtures. Yeah, of course. So if I do table, where's Aston Villa? Well, I'm looking at Aston Villa's fixtures. Yeah, I was right. So Aston Villa's still got to play 2, 3, 4. 4 games, competitive games, before they get to the FA Cup semi-finals against my Crystal Palace. It is going to be, they've got Southampton at 3 o'clock on Saturday, Aston Villa away at St Mary's. And then on Tuesday, so it's a quick turnaround. I understand why they're not playing on Wednesday. You would have thought if they play on a Thursday, they'll be playing on a Wednesday, and on Tuesday it would be Arsenal and the teams that played yesterday. So I'm a bit baffled by that, but it is. I don't set the rules. But anyway, Aston Villa will be playing on Tuesday. That could be the reason why maybe he just saved Ollie Watkins and Marco Asensio. Maybe he brought them on in the second half, but he saved their legs, sort of thing. So they're fresh for that second leg. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Then they've got Newcastle United and then Manchester City. So they're not walkover. The only walkover, if you like, performance that they need to do is Southampton. We all know that Southampton have already been relegated mathematically. So Newcastle United won't be an easy fixture because they're trying to land top 5, and Manchester City likewise. So literally against Newcastle United, mid-April and then the 22nd of April, Aston Villa have got 2 very important fixtures. They're like 6 pointers for them to try and land top 5. One is against Newcastle United at Villa Park, and the second one is at the Etihad, which is of course against Manchester City. And then the last match of their month is Saturday, the 26th of April, the FA Cup Saturday 5:15 kickoff. How do they do the kickoff midday? It's just easy all round, man. It's madness, but it is what it is. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. So looking forward to that. Oh, I've just looked at that. I've been nosy. Aston Villa finished their season up against Manchester United. Could they still be in the Champions League by the 25th of May? Imagine the scenes. And could Manchester United be already at the Europa League final? And Aston Villa got to play Tottenham as well. The last two fixtures for Aston Villa this season are up against Tottenham Hotspur, and the last match is Manchester United. It could mean that Aston Villa could be facing the two finalists of the Europa League final and then themselves be involved in the Champions League final. That would be absolute scenes. Absolute scenes. If you know, you know. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you are new. Breaking news, Liverpool, for Liverpool fans out there, I don't expect anyone to be out there this time of night, but Liverpool are moving closer to agreeing a new contract for their forward, Mohamed Salah. Talks between all parties are ongoing and a final agreement is yet to be reached, but sources have indicated that the club have made positive progress in their efforts and are hopeful a deal will be done. Salah expires deals at the end of the season, and there has been some uncertainty of his future. He's been linked to Saudi Arabia. So, also earlier this week, Captain Virgil van Dijk, whose deal also expires at the end of the season, provided some updates on his contract. Says, yeah, there is progress, yes, said the defender. There are internal discussions, and we'll see. I love the club, I love the fans, and they were there for us again at Fulham. There is less certainty, of course, of Trent Alexander-Arnold. I've been talking about this for weeks, for months actually. So we'll have to wait and see with that for those Liverpool fans out there. Right, last of all, let's just see what else is happening there. Oh, just looking at potential rumours for Crystal Palace. Everyone seems to be linked with Joby Bellingham nowadays. Before, in January, at the beginning of the season, it was Crystal Palace mostly. But now, it seems to be Brighton as well, Tottenham, Arsenal, and of course, Manchester United fans. That's a surprise. Not. Oh, apparently Chelsea as well. Oh my God. Okay. There's still whispers about Arsenal and Liverpool trying to make a move for Alexander Isak of Newcastle United. But Newcastle are adamant that he's not leaving, so we'll see. Okay, that's good. There's nothing on John Philip Mateta linked to anywhere. Okay, so for later on today, it's going to be. I'll try and be a bit earlier, not in the last 15 minutes of the match. A big one. Olympic Lyonnais. Lyon. I've lost the tab for it. I had it ready. There it is. The mind games have started already between a former Manchester United player, Nemanja Matic, who never won any silverware at Manchester United, may I add. Between him, he's the manager of Lyon. Who? Is it a coach then now? Yeah, he didn't win it. He won it with Chelsea, FA Cup and a League Cup. And Amarin has spoken on the matter. He said tomorrow it will not matter. He said if you see the full quote of Andre Onana, it's quite different. The first sentence is Lyon is a very good team. So I think sometimes the players or coaches don't listen to the full quotes. Exactly. I don't think Onana did anything wrong. It's just Matic trying to play my games. We'll see. Okay, this is a good set. Manchester United goalkeepers since 03-04 season versus minutes played and saves per 90 and percentage of saves. And Andre Onana is at the top. 3.4, 72.1. Dean Henderson, but he did play only 1,000, a lot less than Onana. Okay, the ones that have played the most. The thing is, this is you can't really look into these saves because it's the volume, it's the amount of games that you've actually played, minutes that they've played. No, I'm not going to go into that. All right, okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Thank you very much to everyone in the chat who's contributed things tonight. Thank you for the 7 likes or 8 likes. Where are we? Oh, I haven't changed the Ooh, I haven't changed the I'm going to change the title back up and then I'll wrap it up. Oh, my back is killing me. So I'm going to put it wasn't PSG, it was PSG 3. Copy. Paste. Cut. Oh, that's still too long. Oh, PSG. I've got PSG. And then hashtag UEFA. Okay. UEFA. Right, why is that over there? Right, I've got PSG 1, Aston Villa, PSG 3, Aston Villa 1, live, and then Barcelona 4, Borussia Dortmund, UEFA Champions League. Hashtag. I got it in here. Oh, I have, yeah. Oh, I have. Okay, so I don't need to put it. Got Apple in there. Right, that'll do. Right, I'm happy with that. Please keep hitting the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Right, tomorrow, my plan of action will be... I just don't know which one to start with. Well, they all kick off at 8 o'clock. There's Olympic Lyonnais, Lyon or Matic versus Onana. It should be Matic versus Onana. Who's going to win tomorrow? Ah, my days. The mind games have already started. Do you know what? Let me just have a look. Oh, it doesn't go into it. Lyon or Olympic Lyonnais, they beat Lille. Oh, but they lost recently to Strasbourg. And Manchester United, we know that they drew against Manchester City, and of course they lost to Nottingham Forest. But before that, they beat Leicester City, which is not surprising. Real Sociedad, of course, from the previous round in the Europa League, and they drew against Arsenal. We also what Arsenal did to La Real Madrid. So, what's my prediction for that? I can't remember. So, I don't know which one to put first on the title. Look, it's at the top of the list. I'll probably put that. I'll probably put Olympic Lyonnais in Manchester United and keeping an eye on Rangers and Tottenham Hotspur. And let's not forget Chelsea. Good luck to Chelsea fans, to Tottenham Hotspur fans, Rangers fans, and of course Manchester United fans tomorrow. It should be interesting to see how they all fare. Olympic Lyonnais versus Manchester United is the quarterfinals. I suppose for teams that are playing at home, which is Rangers and Tottenham Hotspur, they will want to optimise that opportunity of playing home at first. Rangers are playing against Atletico Club or Beraldo, and Tottenham Hotspur playing against Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, they're playing at home, don't concede anything, and score a couple of goals or perhaps 3. I guess that would be the ideal situation for any club in Europe playing at home first. But for Manchester United, who are playing away at Olympique Lyonnais in France, and Chelsea playing away at Warsaw or Liga Warsaw. Oh, look at this. The Chelsea game is not at 8 p.m. Oh, okay. So I could even start at, say I start at 5 o'clock and then get into the Chelsea game, which starts at 5:45. Yeah, so that game will be finished. And then I can do the 8 p.m. kickoffs. Yeah, that's doable. That's doable. Yeah, I'll go to the thumbnail. How am I going to fit with the thumbnail all those teams in one? Oh, well, I'll worry about that then. But that's the plan. So tomorrow, I didn't know that. I thought the Chelsea game started at 8 p.m. like the others, but no, there's a couple that start at 5:45. So tomorrow, I'll look to go live at 5 o'clock, starting with Warsaw versus Chelsea in the UEFA Conference League. So good luck to the Chelsea fans out there. Not saying it too loud, but yeah, no, and listen, teams there out there in Europe, good luck, get as far as you can in the competition. I've said it before, I just don't think your manager's very good, but what do I know? I just don't rate Enzo Maresca. I just don't. Let's have a look how also doing. Okay. Yeah, okay. 5 o'clock tomorrow. Chelsea away, and then when that match finishes, then I'll focus on Manchester United away at Olympic Lyonnais, and then keep an eye on Rangers and Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. What's going on tonight? And Friday, good. There's not much on. Saturday, of course, are away at Manchester City. That's an early kickoff. Oh man, I'm going to be absolutely shattered for that because I'm going to do the Grand Prix qualifying maybe before in the early hours. Okay. Okay. Oh no, it's next weekend. It's not this weekend. It's the weekend after that. The Crystal Palace women are back performing, and they are going to be. It's going to be on the Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Huh? What? When is it? Oh, must be on Friday then. All right, it is what it is. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Just on a roundup, classified results yesterday, because I was late starting the live watch along, so I do apologise, but it's just been mad busy. Barcelona won 4-0 against Borussia Dortmund. I think the player of both fixtures, I think I'm going to call it to Lamine Yamal. What an amazing prospect of a player that is, and he's such learning. Rafinha broke a record. The ex-Leeds player, he equaled Lionel Messi's goal involvements in a single Champions League campaign to this moment. He's equaled him, so he's probably going to get past that. But I think yeah, player of the match there. So it's Lamine Yamal scoring that goal there. The way he toe poked that goal. So he's got what? Borussia Dortmund. They're not the side that they used to be. It was literally target practice for Barcelona. So I think they'll go through to the semi-final. I think that's safe to say. The other fixture today was PSG versus Aston Villa. Without going into it too much, I will emphasise this. For Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins and Marco Asensio did not start. They didn't start. They only came on around 60-minute mark, 80-minute mark for Ollie Watkins. Asensio came on at 60 minutes. And for me, those two should come the FA Cup semi-final. if Unai Emery benches Asensio, Ollie Watkins, and Marcus Rashford, I'll take that all day long. Probably won't happen, of course. It'll be a semi-final that day. But can they turn it around? I thought when it was 2-1, right at the end, I thought then, as a Crystal Palace fan, I'm thinking, well, the further that Aston Villa continue in this competition in the Champions League, the better it is for us, because they're obviously preoccupied on the Champions League. But 3-1, can they turn it around at Villa Park? The Aston Villa manager, Unai Emery, after the match says that he believes in his players, in the Aston Villa fans at Villa Park. So he's confident about it. Matty Cash, who came off at half-time, he was substituted because he had got an early yellow card, or maybe he was injured, I don't know. But it was Diassi that came on for him. He also sounded confident about the other Aston Villa players back at Villa Park next Tuesday. So for some reason, the Champions League teams that played on Wednesday, yesterday, they're playing earlier next week. And the teams that played yesterday, they're playing they're playing on the Wednesday. So I just don't get that. But it is what it is. Maybe that's why Unai Emery rested Ollie Watkins and Marcos Asensio, they're critical for that team. So yeah, all right, that's what it is. So they might be able to put it back. And also Aston Villa have got not just next Tuesday, they've got Southampton, then PSG on Tuesday, and then the following next two games is Newcastle and Manchester City, and then they've got Crystal Palace at the FA Cup at the end of the month of April. So, and those are 6 pointers to get into the top. We'll know by then, of course, whether they've beaten PSG or not. So if Aston Villa can turn this around against PSG next Tuesday and still maintain in the Champions League, as a Crystal Palace fan, I think that will preoccupy them. They'll be preoccupied on that one more so, I would have thought. Yeah, that's the way I see it. So that was that. Player of the match for this I didn't really get to see much of it or hear much of it, but I think I'll give it to the PSG player Kvaratskhelia, the left back forward player. Dembele also had a good game there as well for PSG. For Aston Villa, McGinn, he's just he's the engine in McGinn, the Scottish international player there for Aston Villa. It's just, he doesn't stop going. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to go into the chat now. So that's it. Tomorrow, plan is 5 o'clock Chelsea game, and then the 8 p.m. kickoffs in the other competitions. A massive thank you to Steve ROC in the chat. Thank you very much for dropping in earlier on, Steve. Thank you. Thank you to All Football. Thank you to Edge TV. Thank you very much for dropping in. Thank you to Day 0000. And also to the dog. Big up to the dog. The dog. And I think that's it. I think there's nobody else. Oh yeah, there was somebody else. I remember seeing somebody's news name. Daniel 90. How can I forget Daniel? Good luck tomorrow, Daniel, with your Tottenham Hotspur team up against. I'm so tired. I can't remember what it is. You've got Eintracht Frankfurt. You're at home, so good luck to yourself at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just as a wind-up merchant, I can't wait. Every time Tottenham Hotspur scores a goal tomorrow night against Eintracht Frankfurt, know that Ange Postecoglou is going to cuff his ear towards the Tottenham Hotspur fans, not to the opposition, but to the Tottenham Hotspur fans. I could just see it. I could just see it. Or perhaps even the Tottenham Hotspur players might be doing that to their own players, to their own fans. Imagine the scenes. Can you imagine the meltdown from the Tottenham Hotspur players? Can't wait to do that. Actually, that's going to be the best day. What you make of the Spurs? Yeah, I've heard. Do you know what? I'm just it's not every week. It's every 2 days or every 1 day. 4 weeks ago, it was Manchester United linked to Adam Walton. And then after that, it was Ebrieze. And then I've also heard JP. And then I've also heard the same from Tottenham Hotspur fans. They want to get those players as well. And as Oliver Glasner, they're taking advantage because they know that we haven't appointed, as I understand, a sporting director at Crystal Palace, numero uno. Number two, Oliver Glasner has said openly at Palace TV before one of the matches, I think it was before the Brighton game. No, I tell you right, it was before the Fulham game. He was late. Oliver Glasner was late to the pre-match game against Fulham. And he said the owners, one of the major, I think it was Harris, one of the majority owners of Crystal Palace, was visiting. And of course, he was there with Chief Parish and all that jazz. And so he answered a question about his contract. And Oliver Glasner said clearly that he still has this season. As you and I know you know this, but people out there might not know this. Oliver Glasner has this season to go and another full season and another year to go on his contract. But because of the great work that the coaching staff, Crystal Palace, Oliver Glasner himself, the players, the fans, everyone at the club, they're looking to pencil to try and attract Oliver Glasner. The fact of the matter is, Tottenham Hotspur fans, they know that before Mauricio Pochettino lost to Panama and in Canada, I did the watch-alongs for those two matches. Was it in between? But anyway, around that time, Daniel Levy was pictured having a cup of tea and a cupcake out in the States because they don't just have, by the sounds of it, they don't just have a working relationship. They're friends. So there is a strong opinion from what I feel is that the Tottenham Hotspur fans, they want Ange Postecoglou out now. They don't even want to wait for tonight for them to play against Eintracht Frankfurt. Hence why Ange Postecoglou was clapping his ear, taunting the Tottenham Hotspur fans, not the opposition, his own fans, because they've all thrown him underneath the bus. So he said, you know what, I'm here, I'm going to do what, you know what I mean? So, but the Tottenham Hotspur fans are throwing him underneath the bus. And I think the majority of them want Mauricio Pochettino back. Could they afford to get Mauricio Pochettino out of a contract from the US? Yes, they could. With 2 matches at Tottenham Hotspur, they can easily pay him out of that contract. That's how much they earn on two gate receipts at Tottenham Hotspur on match days. So they want Mauricio Pochettino back. They've also unsettled. I'm not going to take it from it because look what's happened. Tottenham Hotspur fans were linking Iriola from Bournemouth, and the moment that he started getting linked to Tottenham Hotspur, boom, the form guide of Bournemouth started to dip. I'm not exaggerating, right? But I don't think Oliver Glasner is going to allow that to get to him. He's just focusing one match at a time. So Tottenham Hotspur fans can rub it all they like. And The one that I think that could be a move between Crystal Palace and Tottenham Hotspur, regardless of whether Tottenham Hotspur win the Europa League or not, could be Ebrieze. I think they've been keeping an eye on him for a long time. So that's the one I think. But Oliver Glasner, why would any manager from managing Crystal Palace who are above Tottenham Hotspur? Okay, the money might be right for him, maybe, I don't know. But right now, there is a long list of Bundesliga clubs lining up to sign Oliver Glasner, and they can all offer Champions League football next season. If I'm not, or European football, while Tottenham can't at the moment. Entering Frankfurt, Bayern Leverkusen, because Xabi Alonso is going to go and replace Ancelotti at Real Madrid, and Ancelotti is going to go into the to go and manage probably Brazil for next year's World Cup, hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the United States. So, for me, why would Oliver Glasner want to go to Tottenham Hotspur when you've got a fan base that've got a manager that they want out, but he's just trying to get the players that he's patching up to get to the Europa League final? Why would you want to go to a club that's that toxic? It doesn't make any sense. No, I don't see that. The one that I see move between Crystal Palace potentially at the end of the season could be Ebrieze. If Tottenham Hotspur land the Europa League, I'm under no doubt if Tottenham Hotspur land the Europa League final and they win that competition, the Tottenham Hotspur fans will still want Ange Postecoglou to leave. They just want to throw him they've thrown him underneath the bus. So, but what I would like as a Crystal Palace fan is I'd like for Crystal Palace to appoint a sporting director, like now, make it official, and two, just say they've spoken to Oliver Glasner. He's just extended it for 2 years, and the advantage of that is that if somebody then comes in for Oliver Glasner at the end of this season, or at the end of next season, it enhances the return of investment to Crystal Palace. To me, it's a no-brainer, but maybe it's not as simple as that. Big up today. Listen, it's late. Big up to you for you staying so late. So tomorrow, my plan of action is not to be late again. Yeah, night day. Yeah, have a good one. It's I'm hearing it. And tomorrow it will be somebody else at Crystal Palace that's linked to Tottenham Hotspur or Manchester United. It looks like Virgil van Dijk had some words about what's happening at Liverpool. So he's kind of giving the good vibes. Maybe he's going to stay. If Liverpool lose too many defenders, I reckon they will try and nab Mark Gahey. And you know there's other clubs looking to sign Mark Gahey as well. So, but we'll see how it goes. Right. Thank you today, 000, and to Jason Chimbini for being so late there, and also to the dog. Oh, this is the other one. Abdul Rahim, thank you for dropping in earlier on. And the dog, Daniel90. And yes, let me just quickly check that the live stream is ending okay. Oh, come on. I've got to do the thumbnail for tomorrow. Yeah, big up to everybody there. Okay, that's it. How long have I been? It's only 3 hours because I started late today. Right, thank you very much, everyone. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace, coming up to 1 o'clock. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. And I'll catch you up later on today. Don't forget, Crystal Palace fans, the FA Cup tickets go on sale later on today, on Thursday, the 10th of April. For the right information, go to the official webpage at Crystal Palace. I'm not going to go into it because I'll probably say it wrong. But the tickets go on sale today, so don't forget that. There's probably nobody out there. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. Take care, and catch you up later on today. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe.